Okay guys, so here we are. Cleaned this panel up with some degreaser and stuff and getting ready to weld those in, weld that seam, and then grind it down, and then we'll cut it to size. So that's where we are right now. I will bring you back when I have some more progress. Okay. Okay, so here's where we finished up for the night. I finished welding that seam up. You can see it looks pretty good. There's a couple little uneven spots like right in there that I think once I get it on the car, you put the little short strand fiberglass on there, I don't think you'll be able to tell at all that it's been welded. Everything will be just even right out. I think that is the case. I don't know. You guys tell me, is that a common practice? I know Asic Eric does it. I think some other guys do it. It seemed like a really good way to just smooth it out, because you could take forever trying to fill that stuff in and grind it back down to make it all even, and then you risk making the metal around it really thin, which I'm not a big fan of. You get burned through and it just turned into a big nightmare. So you can see there, that's the front side. This is the back side. There. And there's our little bead that I had to kind of beat in there. It turned out really well. I had to kind of beat on it again a little bit while I was welding. You can see that seam turned out really well. Again, I'll just this bottom edge will get scribed once I get it back in the car and cut to match up with the transmission tunnel, and then that'll all be ready to weld in on the front for the toe board and the front pan. Still have to do the slots in there as well as in the rear fork pan. So that'll be one of the next things that we're going to do. But I still have to go get those out of the storage unit. Okay, we will talk to you later. Okay guys, here's where we are at the moment. I've trimmed that edge back. You can see I've got the panel clamps in there. The gaps look really good. These in between, I'm going to have to play with it a little bit, because the transmission tunnel wants to flex out when I cut that stuff, so I want to push it back down and even it up and do that when I weld it to get those edges correctly. You can see that. The one problem with this is, if you can see it, this panel is just Nance ass short there. But the gaps look really good. All this is down. These are gapped over here. I've got a little bit of trimming there to do that on that corner. And then all these edges look pretty good. It's not quite down where it needs to be. Let's set it up just a little bit. And then this is the one corner right here that needs to be beat into place. You can see that curvature doesn't match, so I need to beat this down a little bit, which should pull that down. And then the next steps will be getting spot welds locations cut open. I've got it marked on the bottom side, so I'll cut those locations, get those slots cut. I still have to go get those the plugs from the storage unit, and then I'll rough this up and prime it, and that one as well. Before I start doing the welding, I'm going to put some of this red oxide primer just on it to cover the majority. I'll go back and clean off the edges before I weld it and put the weld through primer, and most of all the way around the edges. The other thing I need to do is fix this. When I cut this panel out, I left a couple marks. I got a little overzealous and it got a little bit deep with the wheel as I went through there. So in the metal underneath it, there's a couple marks that I need to go back and just weld and touch up, clean up, make sure there's not weak spots in that cross member that's underneath there. Alright, so that's where we are. Everything seems to be looking really, really good. And we'll bring you back when we have some more progress. Alright. Okay, so here's where we are. I got all the spot welds drilled for this side and that side. I then kind of cleaned everything up. I scuffed it a little bit, and then I put some primer on it to keep it from rusting. In Florida, here everything rusts very, very quickly, so I used that Krylon Pro Red Oxide Primer. Real happy with it so far. It goes on real well. Gaps are all very good. It's ready to be kind of tacked in there. No, it's not. I need to do slots on that. And then I need to go around the edges and take that primer back off. I just wanted to get it on there so that it wouldn't rust in the meantime. One thing I don't know if you guys can see is right on this edge here and that edge here that you can see the weld. I didn't do any short strand or anything to cover it up. It's just the way it is right now. Happy with it, yeah, but the panel kind of got a little wavy. I'm not sure if that's because of me or if that's just the way the panel was. That's just the way it ended up. But I think if I put a little swipe of short strand fiberglass on there, I don't know that you'll be able to tell. It'll be nice and clean. So yeah, next we'll be putting that one into the primer and getting it all cleaned up and ready to go. And then cleaning this one, the edges up on this one, getting ready to weld and putting the slots in there. Alright, we will bring you back. Okay, so been doing some check fitting and everything, got everything adjusted the way I want it to. I kind of scuffed all this up, and you can see I put a little bit of short strand fiberglass on the front and on the back, and I've cleaned it up and ready to do some painting. I'm going to paint it the rust color, and then I'll buff it back around the spot welds and stuff and put the weld through on after that. Okay. Okay, so between yesterday and today, gotten a bunch of little things done in preparation for putting the toe panel and the floor pan in. Had some little nicks where I nicked those little plates that I guess go underneath the bolts for the seats there, and then there, and then right in there. I also nicked it a little bit there, so I just welded those up, cleaned them up, and then ground them down. The other thing, so I'll get ready to do some final check fits here. I got some very neat things, Clecos and pliers, so I've been using those. So what I'll prime this with the weld through primer on there and up there, and then do probably do a final check fit first. But I've got all the spot welds ground, or the spot welds, the locations of the spot welds, and I've got normal primer and weld through primer on these in the right locations. And then the other thing, this one is also final trimmed. So you can see all the spot welds there. Something else I had to do is I had to take a spot weld out, and it just ended up falling out the bottom. I guess I get a little overzealous with the bit, but I'll fix that when I weld the pan in on that seam. I'll do a little mix patching there, and then I'll hit it from the bottom as well. And then so those seams are all real good. The other thing I did was relief cut that little bead that's up there and then flattened it out to where it goes into the side. I checked it against that one over there, and it does the same thing where the bead basically flattens out about 2 inches, inch and a half to 2 inches from the rocker panel, and then goes to nothing. So I went ahead and relief cut that and then hammered it out flat so that it'll match up. What else? Got all these seams real good. One thing that I was noticing, I was stupidly setting a gap really tightly back here, and what I didn't notice is that the front edge of this did not match up with the existing fire tunnel, transmission tunnel. This edge was ending up, you can kind of see it, just there. So when I set it up correctly, you can see it was a little bit behind this edge, a little bit behind this edge, when this gap was set up correctly. So I realized that before I did any tack welds or anything. So I got it. I welded some holes up on here and then re-drilled some new ones to get the clecos and to get this edge, and you can see this edge right here to line up. So when I put the clecos in there and get it all set up, you'll be able to see the gap, or the edges line up really well. So, but the problem was is once you did that, back here, this gap was just a little bit wider than I typically want it, but it's more than manageable. It's not bad at all. And then the other advantage that I wanted to do here, the reason I drilled this out was because I was getting a little bit of a bow in this as it goes over this curve on the existing panel. So I was going to just notch it anyway, but then there was a spot weld there, so I got rid of that spot weld so I can work this edge and get that all meshed up nicely, and there wouldn't be a nasty mismatch right on that corner. So I'll take care of that when I'm welding. So yeah, that's where we are right now. I'll bring you back when I get all the clecos in and everything, so that it's all lined up and we've got our final check fit. Alright. Okay guys, so here is what I believe is the final check fit. You can see the gaps all the way around are really good. I was happy the way they turned out, except for, of course, that corner. Again, Eric will get a kick out of that. It's just a compound corner, it's just giving me trouble. So we're all good there. I got weld through primer on the piece that comes down here on the toe board. See the gaps up there. Gaps coming down the side. All looks real good. This is a little bit wide, but more than manageable. Something that I found on the internet, a gentleman named Lassie, I believe he's from Norway. I found his YouTube channel one, searching for information on clecos, and he had this little thing. I was out of clamps, and he had made these little pieces of metal to bridge a gap. I think it was out of 1/8 inch metal, and then he was just using it as a gap to bridge. It's very similar to that, using a cleco on either side of it, 1/8 inch hole. I didn't have anything that thick. All I had was some 20 gauge sheet metal, but I found these off of a aluminum vinyl fence that we had taken down at a piece of property we own, and just drilled some holes in it, and you see with the little flanges on the side, it works really well. It makes it stiff in that direction, and you can see here I got some holes set up to be able to bridge those. In a pinch, it works really well. And I've got a couple more of those. I may keep those on hand for the future. And what it does do is gets everything to the front side You know, all your access and everything is on the front side because you put the clecos in, drill the holes and put the clecos in, and when you take it apart, these you know, you have to have access to the back side, which in this case is a little bit more it's not impossible because you can get up in there. The transmission's still in there, but like right there, I can't put those on there because that cross member runs underneath there. So to get that, I was either just going to have to do it by hand, but then I found this, and it seems to be working really, really well. That one, now that I think about it, probably should have gone this direction instead of this direction, but neither here nor there. It matches it up pretty good, and I'll be able to just hand massage it. So I think we are ready to take this back apart one last time, and then start tacking that in. Oh, I do need to kind of grind on the back side a little bit back. There's some undercoating on the bottom side of the existing floor pans that runs right up to that edge. I need to get that off real quick. Alright, so that's where we are.